back to another video. So today I'm going to be doing a video on my favorite kitchen items, gadgets, knives, whatever, all the things that I use pretty much on a daily basis, because this, for some reason, is a highly requested video. I get like requests for this video every single day for me to go through my favorite kitchen items or like the little appliances or whatever, the stuff that I use every single day. So that's what we're going to be talking about today. But first, before I get into my kitchen gadgets, I just wanted to mention this weekend only we're having a get ready for summer sale on all of our ebooks. So they're 35% off for this weekend only. And you can get like 70% off of our bundle package because it's already marked down, so it's just like an additional 35% off. So if you guys need a bunch of recipes to get started on, you know, the whole foods plant-based lifestyle or high carb low fat vegan lifestyle, and you want a bunch of new recipes to try out, definitely go check that out. I will put the link in the description box below, and it is only for this weekend. So if that's something that you've been looking for, make sure to just get on it this weekend because you will save a ton of money. All right, so the first thing that I wanted to talk about is the pans that I use, because I looked for non-stick pans that were good forever, and I accidentally kind of came across these ones, but I bought these are the New Wave Perfect Green cookware. It uses like an eco-friendly non-stick surface and all that kind of stuff. These are literally the best non-stick pans I have ever used. I got them initially because we had to buy a induction cooktop for our tiny house, and I just decided to get it right away because I wanted to use it for mukbangs and stuff. So I bought these pans because they work with the induction cooktop, which they work with any cooktop. Like, you don't need an induction one. It's just the induction cooktop needs like a magnet in the bottom, so that's why they work. But they literally have the best non-stick surface. Like, nothing gets stuck to them, and I am obsessed with these pans. So I have this one, I have a bigger one, and then I also have a grill pan, so we can like grill tofu and things like that, and you get the fancy grill marks. All of these things as well, I'll put in the description box below, just the links for the specific brand that I have, because this is just like the gadgets that I think that you should have, or the ones that I use, but you don't need to get like the specific brand that I have or anything, except for those pans. But I know a lot of times people want to know the exact one that I have. So the next thing that is my favorite thing ever is my Immersion Blender. So I use this, you can use this for smoothies, you can use this for banana ice cream, you can use it for, what I use it for most of the time is soup. So I'll make a soup in the Instant Pot, and then I'll just blend it like a corn chowder or something like that, and you don't have to dump everything into a blender and make a huge mess. So I love using this, and it like cleans very easily. You just take it apart and throw this in the dishwasher. And if you're making like a smoothie or something, you can just stick it like in the mason jar, put all your ingredients in there, and just blend it around, and you don't have to dirty a blender or anything like that. Speaking of mason jars, they're probably the #1 thing that we use the most. We drink out of these, we store all of our dry goods in these. I even put like chopped bananas in them and put them in the freezer. We use mason jars for everything, and I like them a lot because they dual purpose, as you know, you can put dry stuff in them, wet stuff in them. You can use them for just drinking water. Like, you don't need to have a million cups in your house, you just need a bunch of mason jars, and they come in so many different sizes. We have like the half gallon, actually we have gallon ones, we have liter ones, we have this size, we have little pint ones. And the nice thing is you can take these on the go. They make like to-go tops, so you can just take off this little top, and then they make ones that have, you know, like the straw opening and stuff like that, so you can put a straw in there, put the top back on, and just like throw it in your car when you're going on a road trip or on your way to work or whatever. The next thing that I want to talk about is my knife and why people are so obsessed with it. So I literally get asked about this knife every single day. This is just a Tomodachi 6-inch all-purpose knife, and I got this at Target a long time ago. It is a very good knife, but it's not like it was expensive. I think it was like 12 bucks. And I'll put the link below so you can get it on Amazon, because I know for a fact that it's 12 bucks on Amazon because I looked it up for someone the other day. But the thing that I want to mention is you can buy any knife. You could buy a $200 knife, and if you don't sharpen it, it's gonna turn into a piece of crap very, very soon. It's like buying a bicycle and never pumping up the tires and being like, this bike's a piece of crap. Like, it doesn't go anywhere, like it's so slow. And it's because your tires are flat, right? So you need to make sure that you are sharpening your knives. I probably only sharpen this knife like once a month. It stays pretty sharp, but once I notice that it's getting kind of dull, I just use my knife sharpener. So I've had this for like 5 years. This knife sharpener is only like $20. It lasts forever, but it makes your life so much easier, and it is actually so much safer to use a really sharp knife instead of a really dull knife. I know a lot of times, like, I'll go over to someone's house and we'll be cooking something and they have the dullest knives ever, and you have to put so much pressure on the knife to just cut through like a potato, and it's not safe at all because you can be putting a lot of pressure on it, and then, you know, the potato has too much pressure and like it moves, and then you can cut your hand, and it's just not safe at all. So definitely get a knife sharpener. I'll put the link below to the one that I have, and just sharpen your knives every month, and you will thank me so much for that advice, because I honestly like can't believe that people don't sharpen their knives. I do recommend getting an electric one just because it's a lot safer, and you know that you're getting your knives like super sharp. You can like sharpen knives on the bottom of like a ceramic cup, but I don't know how to do that, and honestly I don't want to waste time doing that when I can just use an electric one. These sheets, this one looks really dirty because they get dirty over time, but this is a kit zini sheet, and you basically can put them just on your baking trays or whatever, and like your potatoes aren't going to stick to it. You don't have to use parchment paper with this. It's a totally reusable type thing. So if you're trying to be, you know, renewable and reusable and stuff like that, you don't want to be throwing away a bunch of parchment paper and paper. Get a bunch of these, well, maybe like 2 of them, and just use these in place of anything that you want to not stick to your pans, or when you're like baking fries or baking things in the oven. The other thing that I want to talk about is these cooling trays. So I had this genius idea like a year ago to start cooking my fries on these cooling racks, because Derek always cooked them just straight on the racks in the oven, and I saw these on Amazon. I was like, why don't we just use something like this, because nothing is falling out, like you don't have to worry about burning yourself on the oven, and your fries will cook so perfectly if you cook them not on a tray, because you're getting like the heat from both sides and nothing is really like blocking it. So I definitely recommend getting these. I'll link one that's oven safe below. This one actually isn't oven safe, but they do make oven safe ones, which I didn't think of that when I bought those, but I've never had a problem with them like rusting or anything going wrong with them, so I will link those below. The next thing that I want to talk about is getting one of these little handy hand blenders. I spent $5 on this at Target, I think, and they're so nice because how I make my mashed potatoes and how to make them super creamy without adding any like fat into them or plant-based milk or anything like that is you just cook them, and then you just put a little bit of the cooking water in with them, and then you just blend them on high, and you get super creamy mashed potatoes that are fat-free and that took like 5 seconds to make. So this I use a lot of the time. You can also use it for like baking and mixing things like that, but I highly recommend getting one of these. And then the last thing that I want to talk about is my Instant Pot. We literally have an entire recipe book on this thing, but it's so handy because it works as like a rice cooker, it works as a pressure cooker. It's actually like a high-powered pressure cooker on drugs, because you can put beans in this thing, like dry beans, and cook them to perfection in like 30 minutes, where on the stove or in a slow cooker or something like that, they could take all day. So I highly recommend, if you're in the market for a rice cooker or you want just a like all-in-one kitchen gadget, definitely look into getting an Instant Pot, because you can make stews, soups, rice, curries, oatmeal, beans, pretty much whatever you want. Like, we make our own refried beans in here, our fat-free beans. We make tons of stuff in this thing, and we only have one thing. Like, we don't have a slow cooker, a rice cooker, a pressure cooker, and all these other things. We just have an Instant Pot. So I hope this video is helpful for you guys. Leave any comments that you have down below and tell me what your favorite kitchen gadgets are, because I'm always looking for like new things to make my life easier. And definitely, if you're in the market for some amazing plant-based recipes, go check out our recipe books on sale for the coming weekend. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.